It's day 3 of first rehearsals. This was the second half, or whatever is left of the second semi-final. We listened to what we had available, and I'm ready to share with you my thoughts. Let's talk this through. Let's talk Eurovision. Hey everyone, Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. Another long day, but 11 acts performed today for the first time. Took the stage to get familiar with the Eurovision stage, first rehearsals, and 11, that's even one more than the 2 previous days, so lots to talk about. I'll guide you through the list here and tell you my thoughts, and then at the end also share with you my best first impressions, usually the top 3. So let's jump into it. The first one up was Estonia on stage, and it's time to actually welcome, as they said, the first piano of the season on stage. We usually have so many, but we had to wait this long, and as we know, Alika is playing it initially, and then at some point gets up, the piano continues to play, and the same gimmick used in Estilal. Usually not my kind of thing. I don't like this whole I'm fake playing the piano and then I'll get up. You know, it just takes me out of the moment a little bit, but that's fine. It's a minor thing. So first up, this young singer, she has such a strong voice. I just cannot believe it. We'll see how it's going to sound live, but from what I heard in the arena, it was amazing. Overall, it's basically Estilal, just with more grand staging fitted onto the big Eurovision stage. She's wearing like a blue outfit apparently right now, but we're not sure she'll be wearing that come the semi-final because she said her stylist has not arrived yet. So hold on that. Now the theme of the staging is blue, lots of blue with some orange popping up eventually. And so if you like what you saw in Estilal, you'll be okay with this. You will like this. If you are not into the song, I don't know if this is what it takes to win us over from what you've seen, but let's wait for the final product. Then Iceland, Teya. Amazing. I mean, watch her on TikTok. Watch the TikTok clip. She is just a big ball, a giant ball of energy. She's so goofy. I love her. She can sing too, by the way. Wow. So it's just her on stage, just like in the national final. There's a little podium platform that she's on at some point, and that's the only prop. It spins as well. Now, but you can tell that she's been working out a lot. She's doing some crazy, insane gymnastic moves as she gets up and jumps around, and it took me by surprise. I'm absolutely here for it though, and she's wearing a gray outfit and it has like orange on the inside. Staging quite green. I think she is using mostly LED, not the light side. Later on the change, it changed to blue, pink, some flowers, very naturey, and ultimately the intent here is to keep the spirit of the national final in place, but make it a little bit more powerful. No pun intended there. Some people said that they were hoping for her to do more, but I don't know exactly what they were expecting. Bring a slide and go down there, have backup dancers. I don't know. I think that seems out of place, and the charm of the song to me lies in the singer's delivery, and it's the only thing that we are supposed to focus on, and I think they achieved that. So I'm okay with it. I actually think that is quite effective based on what I saw. I'm satisfied. Then Greece was also rehearsing. They were next. Victor is really young, and that's what the Greek team really wants to remind us of. Let me explain the way they dress him, which kind of suits the message of the song as well, so it makes sense. He's wearing something that you would wear on a jungle safari, I guess. They are relying on the backdrop LEDs a lot from what we can see, and let me tell you, we got more than one Victor. We get a bunch of them walking around, sometimes just his big head on there, but keep in mind, we have him on stage already. You also see a lot of Greek letters popping up on the LED thing. We have some white smoke. His signature bounce is back, so we wouldn't have it any other way anyways. I will say I'm not quite sure what to make of the staging without seeing the camera work, because right now, just looking at it from the audience view, it's a bit overload in terms of the number of victors that we get to see. Now, how this comes together visually, I'm just trying to wrap my brain around this. We'll find out soon enough. But personally, I've never been a big fan of what I usually call these self-indulgent stagings, where it's like the artists on there being highlighted when we already have you right there in front of us. Unless it's like really a good reason to do that. That's part of the storytelling. And that I haven't seen here yet. Then Poland. I love her orange purple dress, and apparently that's being ripped off eventually, and then just like several countries I mentioned before and even in previous days, they have a polished and upgraded version of the national final performance, so take that as a reference. We have ocean, we have palm trees, beach vibes, the orange sun comes out, but then things take a little bit of a turn during the dance segment, and it comes in and completely changes into something like the really red and orangey, like it's very, very intense. A hot orange sun, I don't know, my concern is that it may take you a bit out of the vacation vibe of the song, which in my opinion at least is the song's strongest assets, and its catchiness. The melody is quite catchy. Plenty of pyros, by the way, that are coming out. It's certainly fun, visual, and all of that stuff. Some people pointed out that the visuals reminded them a bit of a display that you see at an airport as you go on vacation, and I can totally see where they're coming from. I think the staging suits the song. I'm just not sure how the music, the break, the dance break, and the transition will work, because the difference between the catchiness and that dance break, quite dramatic and jarring to me. Slovenia, next. There is not much to report on Slovenia, to be honest. The outfits are exactly what we expect from Joker Out, suits them. They are set up on stage just like you would expect a band, with the drums in the back, the guitar plays, and the singer and all that stuff. They're having fun, walking around. There's nothing crazy innovative in terms of staging potential here, like concept, I should say. Now, almost a bit carefree they walked around, which comes across well to me, though. They don't feel like, it's all just so rehearsed. The backdrop, at times, almost like Moulin Rouge, I felt like it, with the big band name on that specific font that's displayed. It appears the intent here is to create a similar feel that we saw in that first live performance when the song was revealed, just to get the audience involved. That's when the energy, I think, comes in here. Sometimes the audience gets instruction during performances, like either to turn on your cell phone lights or start clapping, and I think they're going to do that here. The clapping part, that is, not the phones. So I think this may not look revolutionary right now when you watch it, but wait until the audience get there. That's when it will all come together. Georgia, I am mighty impressed with. I mean, mighty. Ira looks like a snow queen, and then with a touch of spooky, ghostly creature in her white outfit standing in the smoke, and the wind machine blowing her hair away. And Ira also is on a round platform that we've seen before, or some reiteration of it. I'm not sure if they're reusing it or it's their own. Vocally flawless. I mean, she won The Voice, and I'm telling you, this is creating a mood, and I kept saying that on the live stream, but I'm absolutely obsessed with the lipstick. It is just beautiful. It's so red, and almost gives me like a Snow White kind of feel. And overall, it's an intense staging, dramatic, so many cool things happening on screen. I could go on for hours. They have this dark hands trying to break through the LED, spooky, creepy, effective, all of that. I also love how Georgia is utilizing the LED panels, so to its fullest extent. No one has done that before, at least not that I'm aware of. They are actually breaking in different sections, two different sections. They're semi-surrounding her, and it's a nice effect. There's a tornado effect as well on the screen. It works, everything works, and this is the kind of wow moment in rehearsals that I live for. I can't wait to see the whole product. Georgia really wants to return to the finals, and I think they're on the right track here. San Marino, the likable Peak Jacks that put together a competent staging. The theme is red. So we have red lips, reminding me of Rock Horror Picture Show, red sun, red room, red splashes and pillars, red, and more red. I think the band is making the most out of this experience, and certainly doing the best they can also to stay competitive in here. We have a lot of red this year, and it's often not considered the best color to use on stage unless you really want to truly reflect some anger or aggression, and maybe this is exactly what they're doing for, and it does make sense. But other than that, it's all I have on here. I don't know if the staging will win over new fans. I could be wrong, but I do think it looks nice, especially considering they are bringing no props. Just feels like a proper rock performance, and I'm definitely enjoying the visual aspect of it from so far. Austria. Who the hell is Edgar? Wasn't high up in my ranking, but that being said, there's a reason why I'm saying it. I get it. I get the staging. I think they managed to keep the camp factor that the song has and demands without going tacky. And that's always a very fine line that you have to walk. And they accomplished that. Another red performance though. Red, black, and white are the colors of the staging. They have a big typewriter pop up at some point. We have lots of little characters on there, dancers. They have also real dancers, 4 of them on there. And then you see, in addition, tons of dancers behind them doing the same choreography. And we do see a bunch of words on top of it pop up that are part of the lyrics. There's a lot going on, and you might initially think that's a little busy, but we haven't seen the camera work yet. And we didn't get to see the signature dance move yet that we're all asking for. But it is pretty clear that we will see them because they do have the hand gestures thing on the LED screen as well. So yeah, it's going to be there. I'm just not worried about that. I'm already entertained by what I saw and by just the little we have. It's also vocally really, really good from what I heard. Really excited to see the final product. Very hopeful for Austria. Albania. So Albina and her family, of course, they're all in black. No contrast, just black. And the staging is red and black. Again, red, just like almost every year from Albania, so there's no surprise here. Some white in there and all that stuff, but not that much. Unless they didn't show us anything else. They actually have a little dance and choreography going on, and we get a lot of pyros on top of it, which is really not what I expected from the song. Neither the dance or the pyros, for that matter. They also are holding, what is it? Feathers, eagle feathers, and I believe there's some symbolism behind it. Now, that is what I was hoping for, was the feel of unity and the family bond that they have. The staging, from what we saw, it has the family stand far away from each other and at times even like facing away. And I would know that they are related and that they're just 6 random singers on stage. So that hasn't come across yet. So that is something to take into consideration right now. As said, feels like 6 singers on stage fighting for attention. And I'm hoping they left the best parts out. Lithuania. Monica. Dear Monica, she's wearing an orange outfit again, different dress from the national final. 4 backup singers are back, and I'm so thankful for that. Oh, so thankful. You can tell already when they're singing, even like the little bit we heard, that this sounds way more full than, recorded backtrack. Monica is also vocally on top of things, no surprise. And here we go with the dark and orange theme as main colors, but we still get plenty of purple and red as well. What is striking, by the way, is Monica stands out so much in her orange dress. Between her and the backup vocalists, it's just, they're wearing black, and it's stunning, absolutely stunning. And we have some symbols on stage. I'm sure they mean something, but I don't know what. And I think the staging already looks beautiful from what I've seen. And similar to other entries, it's an improved version of the national final, I guess. I think the backup singers don't show up early this time, a little later than usual in the national final, like either during the second verse or chorus. I'm not sure exactly when. I think they did a good job keeping the spirit of the performance in place, but gave it a nice little touch. So I just really, really liked it. Australia. Did they save the best for last? Well, Voyager came and already gave it their all. Guys, it's your first rehearsal. You don't have to give 100%, but I'm glad you are. It looks like you're having a lot of fun. I'm just loving the energy. I'm loving it. Staging is insane. They brought a real car. They brought a real car, a Toyota apparently, with them. And let me tell you, it plays a big part in the staging. It's not just a random prop they decided to put in the back. No. The lead singer will sit in there, and then they have street lamps in the back, and then the LED is a road, so he's going on a road trip. I have to see the camera. It's so good. I love their outfits as well. They match, and I feel like they're nice looking without being too distracting, because there's already a good amount of stuff happening on stage. They work well together, and by the way, the wind machine is working overtime, and I'm here for it. I love it. Now, the backdrop just visually funded. I want to see everything about it, but we see like mountains in the back at some point and a sunset, I think what it was. Just so good. And they have choreography on top of it. They're moving together and in sync. It just blows my mind. And needless to say, we have pyros. We have pyros, I can confirm. I'm speechless, so yes, I think we did save the best for last year. So let me tell you also who my best first impressions were today. My top 3 as well as an honorable mention. My number 3 is going to Austria, and this is awesome. There's so much going on, we need to see more, but it's coming from someone who feels good about the song, but it's not as much on the hype train as others. But I did like what I saw today, and I think it'll be just such a fun experience. They sounded good, and I think maybe the hype train did make an extra stop, and I'm able to jump on after this. So I really enjoyed it. Then my second place best first impression is Georgia. It's just a mood, an absolute mood, and it really makes, I mean, I already had Georgia as a pretty likely qualifier, and I feel as what I saw today just cemented that opinion. They really came up with something beautiful and just breathtaking, and it'll set itself apart. I think it's going to look really, really good, and I'm really, really excited for Georgia. Job well done. Then my number 1, the best first impression of the day, maybe not a surprise. Oh, before I say that, my honorable mention goes to Iceland, by the way. I really like what I saw. This will also have to wait until I see the whole product, because it's just her and lots of close-ups, and when you see the view from the audience, you just don't get the full idea of it. But I liked her energy, and I liked the upgrade from the national final. But my number 1, I don't think it comes as a surprise, is Australia. I know some people are saying it's too much, and they maybe find it too tacky having a car on there, but when you know what you're doing and put it together well, it doesn't matter. It just works out so well. And actually getting a car on stage oftentimes may not be the most difficult thing, because all you have to do is drive up and get out and leave it there, and rather than having to put stuff together. So I cannot wait. And put the car aside for a moment. That's a cool little nifty thing. It's just how they move and how the energy comes across with the pirates and how they move together, and then the backdrop. It's just, it sounded good, it looked good. It's just one of the things that come together so well. And these are the moments I live for in Eurovision, kind of what I said about Georgia. So another it gave me almost like, Australia 2019 vibes, where we all just like couldn't believe what we saw in the staging. And Australia, I'm so glad you're in Eurovision. There you have it. Those were my thoughts and opinions on today's rehearsals. I gotta go to sleep now. Oh, what a long day. But thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you in the next video.